I always kept a note in my wallet. It said, "Better to be late than cause a disaster." That day I was flying a passenger plane. Not long after taking off from the airport, we encountered a flock of birds. The engines were damaged and lost power. Worse than that, both engines on the plane failed. I immediately tried to restart the engines, but there was no response. I contacted the tower, explained the situation, and asked for help. The tower ordered all other flights to stop, and assisted Flight 15049 in returning to the airport. But I knew clearly that we might have to make an emergency landing on the river. The tower wanted me to land at a nearby airport, but my 42 years of flying experience told me there was only one option: landing on the Hudson River. After that, the tower lost radar contact with Flight 15049. The plane continued losing altitude. The passengers became terrified and prayed that we could land safely. I kept the aircraft steady and adjusted the descent angle for the water landing. 5, 3, 2. The plane touched down on the Hudson River. The aircraft did not break apart, and I completed a perfect water landing. I quickly left the cockpit and guided all passengers to evacuate in an orderly way. After the Coast Guard discovered what happened, they immediately requested assistance. Air rescue teams were quickly deployed. The passengers were evacuated in an orderly manner, and the flight attendants did not leave until the very end. The news spread everywhere, and I became a hero. However, what awaited me was a difficult investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board. I had saved the lives of 155 people on the plane, but I became the person under investigation. The investigators questioned my decision. They believed that a double engine failure was a situation that had never happened before, and engineers calculated that the plane had enough power to return to the airport. They questioned why I chose to land on the river instead. On the day of the hearing, I saw the simulation test in advance as I had hoped. With the same data and the same conditions, the simulation recreated the bird strike and double engine failure. Two experienced pilots immediately reacted and flew the simulated Flight 1549 back to the airport. The investigators seemed pleased with the result. They did not understand what I was trying to prove, but I had already found the key point. All the tests had removed the factor of human judgment. In that kind of sudden situation, anyone would need time to make a judgment instead of immediately reacting. They skipped the quick reference checklist and had the pilots return to the airport immediately after the double engine failure, without any process of analysis and decision-making. My argument was supported by facts. I fought for the 35 seconds of reaction time. The simulation test started again. The bird strike happened, both engines failed, and after waiting 35 seconds, the pilot began the return procedure. Both simulation attempts ended in failure. The result was obvious. The investigators lost their previous confidence. The person in charge of the investigation completely changed his attitude and began to respect me as a pilot. The lost engine was also recovered from the river. The guide vanes and fan blades had suffered extensive damage. This proved that the double engine failure had truly happened, and the data recorded by the system was incorrect.